Today we're going to be doing a declutter. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jada if you're new here. Today we're going to be doing a declutter. Honestly, I thought I wanted to be a collector and have this large collection. I'm down with a medium collection or like a kind of small collection because I'm really just getting overwhelmed looking at all of these fragrances. So I'm going to declutter a few. I'm kind of going to be doing this on a whim. I have an idea in my head of which ones I would like to declutter, but it's going to be kind of spontaneous. I really just need to get some of these out of my house, out of my room. I feel so claustrophobic with all of these around me. So let's get right into it. 3 come to mind right off bat, so let's talk about it. Immediately, I know I'm getting rid of all 3 of my flower bombs, and it's simply for the fact that I'm just not down with the flower bomb DNA. So I have Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid by Viktor&Rolf. You could see by the dent, me and this fragrance had a time, but this time is up. I feel like the Flower Bomb DNA is far too earthy for me. And honestly, I just cannot stand it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray these on a tester strip. It's been a tester strip. It's been a little minute since I've smelled these, and I'm gonna try to give you a brief review of them all as I go. The Ruby Orchid between all of the flower bombs actually used to be my favorite of the 3. It was a toss-up between this one and the Nectar, but I really did reach for the Ruby Orchid more. See, it smells okay smelling it now, but I just know I'm not gonna wear it. So I feel like with this, I do get like a really sweet scent, and to me this smells really powdery. What is it? Peaches? No, it's like peaches in here. Yeah, so powdery. And I feel like it's way too sweet to be that powdery. It's like a vine kind of note in here somewhere. I could see it for sure. I do think it's really sweet. It is really beautiful, but I just don't think it's my vibe anymore. Again, there's gonna be no shade here, no tea about me, any of these brands. I'm just really kind of over a lot of these fragrances. Yeah, I just don't wear it. We obviously had a time and I'm ready to move on. So let's go into the other 2 flower bombs that I do have. And just so you guys know, I probably will just be listing these down to my Mercari. I'm probably just going to put it in the description box or something and sell them off for a really discounted price because they gotta go. It's taking up a lot of my space. And this one is Flower Bomb Midnight. This one's going to be going for extra low compared to the other 2 because that little tag is broken off, and I also got my name engraved. I bought it from the Viktor&Rolf website, and I was so like excited that I could get something engraved, so I went ahead and did it, and now hindsight is 2020. I'm like, ooh girl, you probably shouldn't have done that. So yeah, so immediately this one's really, really strong. All of the flower bombs are really, really strong. So the Ruby Orchid was initially my favorite. I feel like this one really grew on me. This one is like, I want to say black currant. And it does have that flower bomb DNA, but I definitely feel like this one's a lot more floral than the previous one. It's not as powdery, but there's something a little sharp in here that just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me. And also I feel like this one's not as interesting. There's not a wow factor. I feel like this one, you make it a compliment or 2, or people even say like, hey, you smell nice. And I definitely feel like it'll do it for someone in that department. Like if you just want to smell good, I feel like this will definitely do it for you. But for me, there's no wow factor. I also feel like in a way it kind of smells like hairspray. Not in a bad way or anything. I just don't necessarily want to smell like a fruity kind of harsh hairspray. I definitely feel like this fragrance is pretty harsh, and I don't know, I don't think I ever really got into it. I think there was a time where I was like, oh yeah, I could probably vibe with this, I could maybe work with it, but yeah, no, it just never really, I never reached for it. So this one's leaving my collection. But the last flower bomb that I have that is leaving my collection is Flower Bomb Nectar, and I have had a love-hate relationship with this fragrance from the beginning. I honestly feel like that is way too much drama to be having with a fragrance. Like, I had no business, but Oh, this one would definitely have to be my favorite. I might actually keep this one. No, see, I'm getting that same kind of like hairspray feeling. I smell it, like I feel it in my mouth. It's just really strong. It just, I don't know. I really did like this one though, a lot. And I think this one, it's not, no, it doesn't really have a dent. I was gonna try to make something. I don't know, what do you guys think? I don't really consider it a dent until it's like at least, I mean, if it's a larger bottle, I would say like at least like that much down. But like if it's like a smaller bottle, I feel like it has to be halfway gone to be considered a dent. What do you guys think? But see, I like this one probably the most now, like looking back on, you know, all of my experiences and just kind of sniffing it again. I'm very well acquainted with these fragrances. This one, again, I really hated it when I first sampled it, and then I kept coming back to it and I was like, ooh, what's that? What's that? The gunpowder note really intrigued me. And I think it did smell pretty different than the flower bombs as a whole. And I definitely think to date, I still haven't smelled the new mango one. Still have not smelled that one, and I'm not sure that I will unless I so happen to be in a Sephora or something. But I don't know, I might keep this one. But this is like, it's really pretty, it's sweet. The gunpowder note is definitely interesting. I feel like this one does have that wow factor, and it just makes it a little different. Again, I don't really reach for this, so like I'm so iffy. I hate when I do this. I'm such a hoarder. But yeah guys, this is a nice fragrance. Floral. This one is also powdery in my opinion, and it's nice, but it's just, it's not something that I would have a ton of occasions to wear this to. So I'm not sure. I may keep this. I might still declutter it though. So yeah. Flower bomb nectar. Okay, so there's a little technical difficulty there. My SIM card got full and I had to go back and delete a few old videos. So next we're gonna talk about Figues and Agrumes by Lancome. It's in the Maison Lancome line, and I don't know what size this is. I want to say it's like a 0.5 or maybe a, okay, it's 1 fluid ounce. So this one, I honestly don't know. I really liked Oud. I really like still to this day Oud Bouquet by the Maison Lancome line, and I thought the bottles were so pretty. And I just had a thought, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to collect all of the Maison Lancomes. And bad move, bad move. I don't even know. See, it's like the inner hoarder in me. I don't know what I was thinking. I literally gaslit myself into liking this fragrance and keeping it. So I know there's notes of like sorbet, and there's like fruity notes. I want to say like citrus up top. To me, it smells like, okay, so girls with curly hair or girls that have some sort of black or ethnic in them, you know when your mom used to like put hair grease in your hair and like would slick it back when you were a kid? That's what it's reminding me of. And like, it smells okay on a tester strip, but like to my nose and especially on my skin, this was a scrubber. Now, some fragrances, you know, sit through them, wait for them to get better, and like just pray that they surprise me. Because a lot of fragrances do, or maybe the first time my nose just isn't acclimated to them, so I don't necessarily like them. This one was just a scrubber, and I've tried it multiple times, and it's like, it's just I don't know, it just does not agree with my skin chemistry. I've heard other people rave about it. I've heard other people talk really highly of it. I think if you go on Fragrantica, it has a decent rating. But just with my skin chemistry, this just turns sour, and it just does not smell good on me. And yeah, even when I'm sniffing it, it really just does remind me of like ethnic like hair grease, you know, that you put like to make sure your edges are laid and that kind of thing. It just does not. It reminds me of my hair getting pulled when I was like 5 years old. That's what it smells like to me. This is a no-go. It has to leave my collection. I hope somebody else has a different experience. I'm sure somebody else will. I've noticed that my experiences are kind of out there with fragrance. But yeah, it just did not work for me. So let's move on. Going off of my Maison Lancome hoarding, this is the only other one I have other than Oud Bouquet, so I didn't let it get too crazy. And this is tubereuses castane. So I honestly think that this one is think this one is discontinued. I know that it's definitely discontinued. I'm not exactly sure how easy it is to find on discounters. I've noticed that I see less of them on discounters, but I feel like discounters always find a way to get them. So this one to me, well, let's just start with the facts. This is tuberose, this is chestnut, or there's another note in here. And it does smell really smooth, very warm, very creamy, also floral. And it's a nice scent, don't get me wrong. It is beautiful on a tester strip, like seriously so beautiful on a tester strip. But this is just one I cannot get down with on my skin. I hate when a fragrance smells so much better on a tester strip. This is when I definitely was like in my, you know, I'm gonna smell it once and then buy it. That was the era I was in, and I've accumulated too many fragrances. Yeah, this one is a beautiful fragrance. I feel like the florals are a bit much. The tuberose is a little bit too much, a little in your face for sure. But if you're down with that and that's your jam and you love a beautiful chestnut note, you love a warm floral kind of scent, I think this definitely would be your jam. Unfortunately on me, it just did not go with my skin chemistry. So I'm just gonna have to move on. I'm kind of over forcing myself to love fragrances that I have. If it's not a love, it needs to go, because honestly, I'm really tired of having such a large collection and just feeling like there's so much stuff around me. I definitely feel like having a lot of possessions can weigh you down, and financially I'm realizing it's not that smart of a move, at least for me it isn't. So yeah, nice fragrance, just doesn't fit with my collection. So tubereuses castane by Maison Lancome. The bottles are absolutely stunning. I love these bottles so much. So this next fragrance I've really had to go back and forth with myself about, just because sometimes I'm like, yes, I want to keep it, I want to wear it, it's so beautiful. But this is more of an artistic niche fragrance. It's definitely not the norm. So this one I've worn quite a few times. I've definitely tried to see if I could find the spark with me in this fragrance again. And this is my Juju by Indult. So this is really interesting. This one, to me, it kind of paints a story, and there's not a lot of fragrances that can really give like a whole timeline, a whole story for me. And I think that's part of the reason why I really did enjoy this one. So for me, this opens up smelling like a plastic doll, if you will, like one that you would get from the store. Like I'm thinking like Baby Alive, like back in the day, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know, the girls that grew up in the early 2000s. I'm thinking of like those plastic giant baby dolls that you would get from the store. It starts off like that, but then eventually somewhere along the line it just turns into a beautiful, mature, grown up, powdery citric vanilla somehow. And it's like a gradual move from baby doll heads, baby dolls, plastic baby dolls, to this beautiful, very powdery citric vanilla. And I kind of feel like it represents a girl growing up. You know, you played with dolls when you were a kid, and then you grow up to a woman who's wearing a very elegant, powdery, sophisticated vanilla. And I think this is such a pretty scent. And there's like notes of coffee and some other notes in here. I don't really get those too much. I don't really get those at all, if we're being honest. I really just get like a beautiful powdery citric vanilla. And to me, this just, I don't know, it falls short. I feel like every time I wear it, I want to put something over it. I want to layer something with it. I never want to wear it as a standalone fragrance. It doesn't really scream to me the way it does the first time I put it on, the second time I wore it. I just really see it as an art piece now, I feel like, but it's not even like the bottles, you know, a work of art. It's really, the scent itself is a work of art, but I just don't want to wear it. So I feel like doesn't really make sense to have in my collection. Very interesting scent. I feel like this is going to be for the artistic niche lover, but yeah, it's not my jam anymore, guys. It just doesn't, it's not me. So let's move on. Another fragrance that will be leaving my fragrance collection, and it's actually one I just got, and this is Sunny Mimosas by House of Gloi. So this one to me is just far too screechy, far too bubbly. So essentially what this is supposed to smell like is a mimosa, like an orange juice mimosa with champagne, as well as mimosas in the background. So for me, I feel like I'm mostly getting that champagne note, and it is so harsh, like so harsh, and I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment, so it's just like, I don't know, like I felt like this would be a fun, light, happy, bubbly. I'm not exactly sure what I was expecting when I got it. I really wanted to try the House of Gloi. I'm still happy I did. I'm still happy I experienced it, but it's far too harsh for me. And I just feel like it's a little screechy on my nose. It just really hurts my nose, and it honestly made me kind of sick. The other day, my son wanted to wear it for whatever reason, and every time he came near me, I was like, dude, you stink, like, please, like, please, this is rough. So I just, yeah, no, this one's not for me. I kind of hate that I shared it with you guys before I really wore it and experienced it. I really hope you guys aren't blind buying off of me talking about it. I literally come on here just to share my experiences, but yeah, this has to go. Not for me, not a fan. Try something else from the brand if you're going to try them. I still think it's worth checking out because they are an affordable indie brand, and I feel like the lasting power on these are kind of insane. So definitely would check them out. I tried Tonka Bean tea cakes by them. I still have that back there. I'm not decluttering it at the moment, so yeah, this one's gonna go. So the next fragrance that I'm going to be decluttering is Ariana Grande's God is a Woman. So this one my brother got for me. My brother gets me gifts knowing that I like fragrance, but I feel like he just kind of is like, oh, it's a fragrance, she'll like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he knows my taste, and I totally appreciate him. It's the thought that counts. I really appreciate it. But this one I'm just not going to wear. To me, I sprayed it on the box. It honestly made me sick. I think people say it smells like pickles. I don't really get that, but I do get a scent that's a little unpleasant, a scent that's definitely harsh. If I did have to choose an Ariana Grande fragrance, I would definitely choose Sweet Like Candy. That was my jam for like a hot minute. I definitely got through like most of the bottle. But yeah, God is a Woman, I'm just not really down with this fragrance. I also don't really like the packaging. I feel like this is kind of like cheap. I know they all have like a component where it like holds the fragrance. At least the ones that I've had, they've had like a Sweet Like Candy doesn't have that. Okay, but like this one does, the clouds do. If you're going to get a fragrance by Ariana Grande, not this one, okay? I don't recommend this one. I just think it's a little odd. I don't even really know the notes. I didn't even really give it a full wear. I feel like I didn't have to know that I didn't want this in my collection anymore. So yeah, God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. Oh my gosh, guys, I look nude. I literally have to change the angle or like back up a little bit. So the next fragrance I am going to declutter is Alien Mirage. And this one is discontinued, but it's easy to find on discounters. You could definitely look for it if you want it. If you want this fragrance. So this fragrance is really interesting, and it's really unlike anything that I've smelled before. It's like floral, it's aquatic, it's ambery, and you also get a heavy dose of minerals. So I definitely feel like, I think there's minerals listed in the notes somewhere, I could be wrong, but it definitely does smell like that. It smells like the water, but it's also warm, it's also floral. It's really interesting, and like I think of like, I don't know, I think of like a pond or something when I smell this. I think of like, I don't know, just water. And it's like really, really interesting, but I don't think I would want to like walk around smelling like that. I feel like this is for the girl that likes greener things, fresher things, like more natural smelling fragrances, but like, I don't want to say it's like natural because it's not like a skin scent, but like earthy, but it's not like in a dirt kind of way. It's like in a water kind of way. It's like minerals from the earth, like clean smelling kind of thing. This is really interesting, and I'm happy I got to experience it. I think the bottle's pretty. I do like the Alien bottles. I really do. but this one's not for me. This is not one that I would reach for. I really had to look inside myself and be honest with myself. Like, girl, are you actually going to wear it, or are you just hanging on to it just to say you have it? And that's where I feel like I went wrong with a lot of my fragrances. I feel like I'm just hanging on to them to say like, oh yeah, I have that one, I have that one, I have that one. And that's really not necessary. Like, I want to really enjoy my fragrances. I really want to look at my fragrance collection and be proud. Not saying I'm not now, but I really want to know that I have something curated to, like, my collection truly is curated to me. And I thought I was doing that for the longest until I really looked at my collection. I was like, girl, you could literally probably get rid of half of these and be okay. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Cool, definitely cool, interesting experience, but not a fan. So I think I'm gonna stop after this one because I'm pretty sure this makes 10. I feel like if I get rid of more than 10 in a video, I'm probably going to be hesitant to actually get rid of all of these fragrances. I know I said I'm probably gonna end up keeping the nectar, but I don't think so. I'm honestly happy with the ones I'm getting rid of. So the next one that I'm gonna be getting rid of is Batihk by Aroma Concepts. So I bought this fragrance pretty recently. Actually, I was going to include it in the haul that I'm planning on filming here soon, but I'm like, you know, if the turnaround's so quick, why even include it? There's no point. And even the God is a Woman, I literally just got that one a couple weeks ago. And I think I posted some kind of content with the Sunny Mimosas or whatever, so I'm fine with that. But that one was also a recent purchase. So Batihk by Aroma Concepts, I had a time with it. I've worn it probably about 4 or 5 times, and honestly, I'm done with it. Like, this smells like watermelon Jolly Ranchers. I heard about it from Jamie over here on YouTube, and there's not much more to it. It's not so complex. I just don't find it to be one I'm going to reach for. I feel like this is perfect for a little girl. This is perfect for a teenager. This is perfect for someone who's still in school. 100% go for it. But I'm 25 years old, guys. Like, I don't want to walk around smelling like watermelon Jolly Rancher. So photorealistic, in my opinion. Like, if you wear this around somebody, they're gonna be like, I know what that is. What is that? What does that smell like? They're gonna know immediately. Like, every single person I've worn it around has basically had the same reaction. What are you wearing? I know what that is. I just can't put my mind, I just can't place my finger on it. Like, tell me, girl. And it really is that kind of reaction every single time. It's kind of funny. And it's cute. It's cute. I'm so happy I got to experience it. But I definitely feel like this one is going to go away. I just don't think I'm going to be reaching for it afterwards. After, you know, now. Like, I definitely have had my time with it. Like I said, I wore it about 4 or 5 times. I thought it was cute. And that's all it was to me. It was cute. It's not a love. It's not a love. It's okay. So this is Batihk by Aroma Concepts, and this makes number 10. So I think I'm gonna stop now. I'm not gonna talk your ear off. I will have some more decluttering videos coming out really soon. I already have like 5, 6, 7 more in my head where I'm like, yeah, I need to get rid of this stuff. So if you guys like videos like this, please give this video a like, as well as comment and share, please, if that's not too much to ask. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Even with the notification bell on, I've noticed that people don't get the notification until like a few hours later. So if you turn that on, you would definitely see that I posted. It just might not be for a few hours later. With that being said, stay safe, take care of yourself. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day, night. I'm so awkward, guys. I took a few weeks off and I feel bizarre being back in front of the camera. With that being said, take care of yourself. Love you guys. Bye.